Well, it's over 700 deaths and counting, with Syria's tears have failed to move the world or even its own government. Now, despite an international plea to end the war in eastern Ghouta, President Assad has vowed to continue the final offensive in the rebel enclave. Now, America says that it's Russia's fault because it's backing Assad's campaign in the garb of counter-terror operations. Here's the latest.
More than a week after an airstrike crushed his home in Syria's eastern Ghouta, Abu Muhammad Alaya is still searching for the body of his eldest son, Muhammad. He is helpless. When he runs out of options, he shouts his son's name through an opening in the debris. He still believes that his 22-year-old son is buried somewhere beneath his feet.
It took me 2 days to break up this piece under your feet. 2 days for this, to move it from here to there. How am I supposed to lift it? He is here, 2 meters between me and him, sitting here in the living room.
These tears have unfortunately failed to move the Syrian government, which has decided to continue the military operation in Ghouta. The offensive is one of the deadliest so far, despite the United Nations and the World Food Programme planning to deliver humanitarian assistance.
There is no contradiction between a truce and combat operations. The progress achieved yesterday and the day before in Ghouta by the Syrian army was made during this truce. Therefore, we must continue with the operation in parallel with the evacuations for civilians.
Over 600 deaths and hundreds of thousands living in the hell that eastern Ghouta has become. The Syrian army and its allies so far have captured more than a third of the rebel-held enclave. Despite the humanitarian pause, images of inhumane misery continue to pour out of this enclave on the outskirts of Damascus. The fate of these people decided by men and women sitting in faraway lands, calling the shots in the Syrian war. America blames Russia for bleeding Syrians. It says the campaign backed by Russia and Iran is killing innocent civilians under the false pretext of counter-terror operations. Amidst this bloodbath, aid is finally trickling into eastern Ghouta. Besieged and cut off since 2013, people here finally got some help. A convoy of 46 trucks transporting 5,500 food baskets, in addition to some medical and health materials, might bring some relief.
We were hoping to enter without shelling sounds because there must be respect of the ceasefire, especially that this is a humanitarian convoy heading to a big number of civilians to help civilians. The convoy is not sufficient. Some materials were minimized from the needs of 70,000 to 27,500 people.
The war began in 2011, and 7 years on, the worst casualties are those who played no part in instigating it. Innocent civilians caught in the crossfire, waiting for their turn to be killed. Bureau Report, WION.